What's up? What's up, internet? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. I have my voice back. People were asking why I wasn't live Saturday. I couldn't talk. I had no voice on Saturday. So
that's why you don't swallow razor blades.
Yeah, I was working a venue where the music was like the audio was really screwed up, so I'm screaming on the microphone. So wasn't easy to do all that. Let me put some background music on. I hate dead air. Welcome everybody. Let me go in here to YouTube so I can watch it over here in case there's any super stickers, because StreamYard still doesn't show super stickers. So I want to be able to see what they are in case it's like somebody farting or, you know, something important. Paigey and I, this is Trailer Palooza. It's like Lollapalooza, but with trailers. Or
no one knows that reference, Eric.
They don't know what Lollapalooza is.
I think most people would.
Burning Man with trailers.
That's even more like a shit reference.
Firefest with trailers. Maybe that one.
What, is that a reference to how the stream's gonna go?
Maybe.
Why does it go up in flames? Like just
it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be shit.
Sandwiches.
We got some Team Airrick members in the house. Victor DiChinchilla here. Good to see you. South Texas Shark is in the building. What's up, everybody? Look, people are saying what's Lollapalooza. Now you started it, Paigey. It's all your fault. People knew what it was.
You're the one that said it. Oh, man.
They're trolling now. No, you started. It's your fault.
I like how you spelled it Lollapalooza, like as if it sounds like someone from Samoa or something like that. Like.
Anyway, we have like a bunch of trailers to watch. This is the way it's going to work. These are the rules of the game. This is the game we're playing. We're going to watch the trailers. We're going to talk about them. However, if you were watching this on playback, like if you click this link, you came to this video and you're like 2.5 minutes in and you're like, I'm going to sit and watch them talk about some trailers. There's a high possibility that these trailers will not be in this video by the time you watch this, because the Super Bowl trailers have a history of like, videos removing them. So there's a high possibility that's not going to happen. But I have a fix for this. There's a magical fix. Are you ready for this fix? I'm going to.
Oh,
I mean, sort of.
I guess technically, I don't know what's their copyright.
I mean, it is actually. So what I'll do is I'm going to re-upload the stream completely unedited. If that happens, if you click on this and there's stuff missing, the unedited version will be available for Team Airrick members. So you just have to hit that join button, become a Team Airrick member, and then you'll be able to watch the whole thing, because it doesn't matter when it's a Team Airrick video because that isn't like circulating on YouTube. So if you're not a Team Airrick member, that's your incentive. Trust me, my electricity is going to get turned off if I don't get some Team Airrick memberships. So we definitely need those. Anyway,
the Rolls Royce, the insurance on the Rolls Royce will run short.
maybe.
Insurance costs more when you have an expensive car. Flex.
Exactly. Well, I need more cookies. I need more Pizza Hut is what I need, actually. That's what I need, more Pizza Hut.
Ooh, I think Pizza Hut.
You know, why not? You don't like, what do you got against Pizza Hut?
It's shit here. It's shit. Pizza Hut's like the worst one.
I didn't say it was good here either. I just said I needed it.
Then why
because every once in a while I want like that cheap tasting, like generic.
Yeah, but isn't like the best cheap one Papa John's?
No, Papa John's is actually mid tier, kind of here.
But it's cheap. So
not
like,
really.
Is Pizza Hut better than? I thought Papa John's was like the cheap one. Oh no, isn't Papa John's the one where it's like it's quickest? It's ready to order. No,
that's Little Caesars. That's Little Caesars.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Little Caesars. Okay.
I will tell you, in my area, the chain pizza places, top tier, like best one, surprisingly, is Domino's. I think
Domino's is the best in Australia in regards to like one of the major things. Like
it's fast and it's good. So
there's one called Crust, but that's more like gourmet pizza, but it's still like a fast food chain, I guess.
Right. So yeah, it would be Domino's. Probably after that, I would say.
I need to sneeze. Okay, when?
Okay. I was waiting. The anticipation was killing me. But yeah, so it would be Domino's for me, number one in quality in my area. Then probably Little Caesars, which I know that's surprising because most people in the chat that live in the United States are going to say Little Caesars is like mid to low tier. And I get that, but the chain in ours is a franchise and they like focus on quality.
Yeah.
So I would do like Domino's, then Little Caesars. Mid tier is like Papa John's. That'd be like strictly in the middle for me. And then it would be Pizza Hut after that, after Papa John's.
So Pizza Hut is worse than Papa John's
in terms of like consistency. Yeah,
probably. I remember back in the day, Pizza Hut used to be the best, and then I don't know what happened. Domino's either picked their game up or Pizza Hut shit the bed. I'm not too sure which one it was, but Pizza Hut used to have near where I used to live when I was a kid, you'd have the buffet, the Pizza Hut, all you can eat. You go in, has the salad bar.
Yeah. They don't have those here anymore. They're gone now.
Like that.
They took those out during COVID.
There was one left in Sydney. I think there's one in Melbourne as well, or something like that.
Cardboard.
I don't know if the one in Sydney's still there. It was in the city. I went there like once more when I was maybe like 16 or something like that, and I was like, okay, the gimmick is cool, but we're the only ones in here. This is fucking weird. So we ate the pizza and left.
Papa Murphy's is one that I've not had access to because it's mostly West Coast.
Papa Murphy's.
So
God, are you even trying to not be like Papa John's?
Let me tell you why this is such a unique
Irish
thing.
pizza.
Papa Murphy's saves money on the preparation because they just make the pizza and put it in a box, and then you take it home and cook it.
Oh,
right. So what's
the fucking point?
I feel the same way as you, but people like say like they're.
Is it like good though when you take it and cook it yourself? Is it like actually
again?
good,
there's none here.
What if you're an idiot?
I don't know. So.
Like most likely someone's going to get a pizza is because they're like, oh, I can't be bothered getting a pizza. I can't be bothered making a pizza. So
Darren says Domino's is bottom tier. Well, I don't know about that one. Not around here.
Yeah, but what's your top tier?
Yeah, what would be your top tier? That's a good question.
That's the big question. Doesn't matter what you think. Your bottom tier is because it's all decided by what your top tier is. I don't like stuffed crust. I'm not the biggest fan of it.
I've also heard this Costco pizza. I've heard is really good too. I haven't had it, but I've heard it's really good.
It always looks like it's cold.
Yeah. I like, as far as Asian food, I really, really love Korean and Chinese food.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Why, you don't like
Japanese?
Japanese is okay. We don't have a lot of really good Japanese places around me though. We have a really good Korean place that does Korean fried chicken. It is so good. So good.
Yeah, like you have to have a good Japanese. Yeah. Orange chicken is foul. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've never had it, but the sound of it just sounds like foul.
Daggett I'm not gonna lie. You are absolutely right. Like all the places that have the best pizza here locally are small, either one location pizza places or like local chains.
Yeah,
I will agree with this. Okay, so Marco's for me is a silent, like it's not a major chain, right? I don't think Marco's is like as big as like some of the others.
The Marco's or Macros?
It's Marco's, Macros. As far as I know.
Macros could be like a gym nut pizza or something like that. I don't know.
So yeah, so Korean fried chicken is next level. I cannot explain to you why it's good. It's super crispy.
There was a Korean fried chicken joint near I lived in Sydney.
Now I'm getting hungry. Now I'm hungry.
That's your fault.
So this Korean place that we go to, it's like right down the street from here. Best onion rings. You get the fried chicken, you get the onion rings, you get the rice and the vegetables with the broccoli in it. It's so good.
Rice and the vegetables. Do you not do fried rice in America?
No, it's just white rice with broccoli and like some sort of a sauce on it.
You gotta have Japanese is where it is, man. Like
I need a good Japanese place. Or not
yeah, Japanese.
King of Lesbia is a new Team Airrick member. Thank you so much. Now maybe my electricity won't get turned off. I appreciate it.
What was I thinking of?
I don't know.
Oh, the stuffed crust.
Mm-hmm.
Did they do the hot dog one in America?
No. Hot dog stuffed crust?
Yeah, hot dog stuff.
I've never heard of that before.
I think
hold on. Pagey is trolling me.
Google it.
No,
Google
Pagey
it.
is trolling me.
I'll find it. I'll do Pizza Hut.
Hold on. I'm gonna look it up.
Type in Pizza Hut hot dog crust.
I think you're trolling me. I've never, ever in my whole fucking life heard of a Pizza Hut hot dog.
It looks like America did it as well. Or maybe that's like Canada or something.
Oh, they're like mini. Like, are they the mini hot dogs?
No, the one in Australia, like it was a hot dog in the crust
Like
around it,
like
like
this
so.
right here. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, it was like it went around as if it's
Because I have seen this kind right here. This one they've done before, like the mini.
yeah, that
hot
one we
dogs
didn't have where it's like little frankfurters and stuff like that. No, the one that is like the actual like crust. It just looks like a normal crust when you cut into it. It's got the hot dog in it. And there's another one that did meat pies. Meat pie stuffed crust.
This is making me way too hungry. So we'll move on from this, but we'll revisit the battle of pizzas here in a minute. I want to ask Paige about this one. Thoughts on Kansas City taking the W in the Super Bowl? How do you feel about that? Were you happy or sad?
I tipped them. I won my thing. I'd send that one to you. I was pissed off because I don't know. Hold on. I should bring it up. It gave me the fucking shits yesterday. It really gave me the shits. Okay, I'm gonna bring this up. I don't usually I don't really care too much for American football. I think it's too slow and boring. But fuck me. Look at that. Talk about
you lost one though.
I needed Brock Purdy to get over 12.5 rushing yards. Guess how many rushing yards he ended up on, Eric?
12.
12, and he had 13.
Yeah. I mean, I was watching. So.
No. Yeah, with 3 seconds left in the entire game, he had 13. I would have won.
Yeah.
He took a kneel, lost a yard, went to 12, and he didn't get it in overtime. Even though he could have, there was a thing he could have rushed for like 5 yards and didn't take it. But in another thing, I tipped.
Yeah.
Kansas City to win, McCaffrey to get a touchdown, and like Noah Gray and like something Valdez Scalding or something at 15 receiving yards in that one.
Wow.
So I was over the moon on that one.
Okay, so we have a couple of super chats. One of them I'm not going to pull up on screen because it got my stream in trouble last time. But we have Gary here with the 99-cent super chat, just showing some love. Thank you so much, Gary. I do appreciate it. Also, another super chat from Gary. Are they making a Daredevil season 4? Well, it is technically Daredevil season 4, which is the Daredevil series on Disney Plus. Now they made all the changes. We've seen set photos. We talked about this on Thursday. Was it Thursday? I'm losing track of it. But we talked about this in a previous stream. And we looked at some of the photos and things like that. So Daredevil on Disney Plus is technically a season 4. So
Eric, you know how you're talking about hunger.
Mm-hmm.
How does that make you feel? Can you see?
Actually, I had some of those earlier. Not salt and vinegar, but that brand.
Oh, by the way, I saw a tweet, and it really annoyed me. It really annoyed me. It made me think.
Was it one that I tweeted?
No.
Oh.
Unlike usual. But yeah, it wasn't from you. I have a feeling it was probably tweeted out by an American, just due to consistency. But they said like who is keeping salt and vinegar chips in business? And I'm like,
I love salt and vinegar chips. Are you kidding me? Salt and vinegar is like S tier. It's like S tier chips.
S tier. Now we're talking about chips. Okay, S tier. If we're just going off flavors, not brands, because once you jump into brands, you're jumping into like 20 different tiers. In regards to just a base flavor, salt and vinegar has to be S tier. I think it does. I think then it's like do you do sweet chili and sour cream over there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that type of flavor, but it depends on the brand. You can get a shit one, or you can just get a straight up chili chip, which is good.
So Darth wants to know, why is it pink? Because prawn is the pink one.
We don't do prawn cocktail. That's like an inbred thing, I think.
Oh.
The prawn
Defunct
cocktail.
Salt and vinegar is a winning combo.
Yeah, and underrated salt and vinegar on hot chips. Like instead of chicken salt, you have salt and vinegar. It's either two households. It's either just salt and vinegar or chicken salt. It depends. I remember one of my friends when he used to go have salt and vinegar.
You turned me on to the chicken salt thing. Like that's my.
And once you have chicken salt, you can never have non-chicken
regular
salt.
salt.
Well, you can, but you're just like, I wish this was chicken salt.
So Gary with 1 super chat, are you mad at me? No, not mad at you, but I can't read out your first super chat, but I do appreciate your super chat. When will Superman Legacy come out? Next year. Comes out next year. We have a little bit of information we're going to talk about from James Gunn if we have time. We'll see if we get there. But he tweeted out some stuff that's got people wondering what the real scoop is. So we might take a look at that. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. We're going to take a look at our first trailer. And let's see. I think we decided to do Wicked first. All right, so I have a question for everybody in the chat. How many people are fans of Wicked? Because it's a relatively newer musical. It's not like one of the older ones. It's one that has, came out within the last, 10 years or so.
Yeah. I've never seen the thing. I love The Wizard of Oz, the movie The Wizard of Oz. Which is like, that turns 90 years old in like 3 years or something.
Yeah.
It's almost 100 years old. If you watch it, it still holds up. It's crazy. It still holds up, and it's almost 100
No, I
years
love it.
old.
I love it. So we're going to watch the trailer. This is a shorter one, Paige. It's 1 minute long. So I feel like this is right around your what is it? Your cutoff time for trailers is a minute and 30, something like that. So here we go. Let's take a look at this. I've heard there's a lot of drama around it. I've only seen little bits of this one. This one I haven't seen all the way through. But I hear there's some drama around the special effects. So let's see. All their Ariana Grande's in it, and I know that's going to be a huge draw. So are you getting like I'm getting like the Sorting Hat vibes from the
I'm getting fucking
go ahead, say it.
I mean, it looks fucking awful. Like the visuals and stuff. I don't like the visuals.
We'll talk more about that in a second because
the thing is that
here, but
watch the thing. Yeah, I'll give my opinion on the actual thing.
Yeah,
looking
I
at
feel like
it,
we can finish this one out because we're already halfway through. So is that Jeff Goldblum?
Are we missing the? I know. Are they meant to? I thought this was a prequel.
I think it's going to be. Well, it is. Wicked is a prequel, but I have a feeling this is going to be like a prequel.
Why did I just see fucking Dorothy and Toto?
Well, that's what I think is I think that they are going to add in
like a prophecy thing.
Stuff at the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so a couple things about this trailer. The VFX look unfinished to me. It looks very unfinished, unless that's the finished version, and it just doesn't look good. There's something about it that makes it doesn't feel like the trailer, or it doesn't feel like the backgrounds and the people are in the same place, if that makes any sense. It looks like everything was filmed on green screen and then superimposed.
Yeah.
Which,
I mean, like,
I don't know if maybe not. It looks that way. Maybe it's not, but
the line, it was an actual line. It flashed by quickly. I only saw Dorothy and Toto because the dress, and I mean, I saw Toto on the floor.
Yeah.
I don't know. I miss just like
practical sets and
things just like looking like half decent, like
okay. So you know why the old one still holds up, Paigey? Practical effects,
because they're actually walking through the set. They're actually walking on a yellow brick road and everything. Yeah.
I feel like if you go back to the 90s, a lot of 90s movies that kind of hinged on VFX don't hold up. Like there's a few of them that do, but a lot of them don't. You go back and you look at it and you're like, oh, this really, you can kind of pick out when it came out because of the
even have to we can look at the movie the two movies, or I guess specifically if you're looking at something like Wicked, the movie from 8 months ago that built all those sets and everything was interactive, even though they could easily just CGI'd if they wanted to, and it made $1.4 billion.
Yeah.
All that Barbie stuff could have easily just been in front of a green screen.
Yeah, I mean the beach set, the houses.
But they built like actual backdrops and everything like that.
Like the scenes where they're like changing, they're going through Barbie Land and they're on the bike and then they're on the boat and stuff. All that was practical. Those were all practical sets that they built.
I saw that Oz movie, but ages ago. That one was like favorite prequel.
The Chef's Kiss for me is a mix of practical and VFX. I think those two things together look really good. It's really hard to do 100% VFX. And I actually appreciate it when I can't tell that it's VFX. You know what I mean? Like you're looking at something and it just looks normal. And
the
I
issue
think
with
that's
this is that everything's like, especially when they go to all like the what is it, Emerald City?
the Emerald City. Yeah, you mean like
Emerald
right
City, yeah.
around this area? Like that looks
Like
like
that.
people standing on a green screen.
Hmm.
Look at the background.
Yeah, there we go. It is a fucking line. Why is he? Hopefully, he can stand upright if you ever see it. But...
Oh, look, these lights look real. Right here, those look like real lights blowing up.
Yeah,
Like this
I don't
scene
know.
right here. This scene. I love Michelle. I think she's amazing. I think the costume looks great. But this is her standing in front of a green screen.
Yeah, with CGI monkeys.
You know, the really annoying thing also is I've actually seen this on like at a theater, like live more than once. And
Oh,
obviously
so you've seen it all? Okay,
yeah,
I hadn't seen it, so I wasn't too sure.
they
Like the
they
story and everything.
obviously in that scenario use practical effects. All of this, the bubble, the backdrops, everything are practical. You mean to tell me
Yeah.
a studio couldn't like build a set for like the main areas that they're going to be in?
How do they do it in the old movie with the bubble? Because she comes down the bubble and the
they have her on a harness and then they use a bubble screen on top. Like in
that's
post
what it
production
was.
they
Yeah.
use a bubble screen on top of it. But still, it looked fine. I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with the shot of her in the bubble, but it's her in the bubble in the VFX city with the VFX clouds. It's really like. I really want them to nail these kinds of movies, and I just don't see it with this one here.
Yeah, it makes you wonder like how many like less set designers are working. It must be so hard to get into like production design and set design now with all these like just green screen. I guess you just have to adapt around this. You just do less work. Maybe I'm not too sure.
Maybe look. The reality is, this is why Hollywood wants AI to fill in all of these things in the background, so they don't have to have artists working on this. But the reality is, just make practical shit. That's it. Like, make beautiful practical sets for the main set pieces. Everything doesn't have to be done inside of these weird like green screen things. I don't know. Naruto says, I'm just started the stream watching from the beginning before the trailers get root, so he's gonna like pause it and wait. Yeah, that makes sense. You can do that too. That's a good trick. But he's a Team Airrick member, which means he doesn't have to. Because if it does, I'll re-upload it. All right. So there was another. Let's see. It was another trailer, but let's go ahead and do the one that everybody's waiting for. I want to talk about this one. We're 24 minutes into the stream. Let's do Deadpool and Wolverine, and go ahead and knock this one out. All right. So this is a 2 minute and 25-second trailer. I think it's not actually 2:25. I think it's more around like the 2 minute mark, which exceeds Pagey's like acceptable length for movie trailers by about 30 seconds. So anyway, before we even watch this, I've already watched this like 20 times. I've already watched it so many times. I think I'm just going to say this right now. I will be very shocked if this movie doesn't do massively big numbers. Like, I feel like it's going to do a lot of like it's going to be highly successful. Based on what I'm seeing in this trailer and what I'm seeing online. So anyway, let's watch the trailer and then try to unpack everything that happens in this. Here we go.
Happy birthday to you.
All right, okay. It's been a challenging few years, for sure. But I'm happy. That is because of each and every one of you. I'm the luckiest man alive.
Make a wish, buddy.
Before we go any further, there are a lot of people that are saying, what are all these people doing back in the room with him?
Yeah, I didn't understand because even I remember the end of Deadpool 2 and what he did. I mean, that was sort of like
there's a post-credit scene.
I would not remember that. Yeah,
do you know? Yeah, the post-credit scene shows him going back and like doing a bunch of time travel and stuff like that.
Yeah, stopping like him from like was it Peter getting hit by acid or whatever it is, like whatever.
Yeah. So if you want to actually we might watch it after this. There's only like a 2-minute post-credit scene. I might pull it up and watch it.
It's short. It's just like, isn't it just in the same thing? It's a part of this. And he goes, oh, what else can I do? And then he goes back to like Austria and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so let's go here.
Wade Wilson,
By the way, it's not apartment 4, Pagey. I wasn't sure if you noticed it's apartment
R.I.P. the
17,
dream.
So
R.I.P.
Who's asking? Whoa, 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 whoa. Is that supposed to be scary? Pegging isn't new for me, friendo, but it is for Disney.
I want to tell you, I lost my mind when I saw the TVA in the actual legitimate TVA costumes. I was like, holy shit, they're doing it. Like, it didn't really hit me. I mean, I knew that's kind of what we were going to see, but it didn't really hit me until I saw it on screen. I was like, oh shit, the TVA. Okay. Which means that this chronologically would be prior to Loki season 2. Like in the timeline.
What did he say at the beginning? Did he say it's been a year since he got his friends back?
Yeah.
So this should be set in what, 2018?
I don't know. 2019?
When did Deadpool 2 come out?
I think it's 2019, right?
Yeah, Deadpool 2 came out then 2017 or 2018 or something, wasn't it?
Okay. Yeah. I'm sure.
No, 2018. It's 2018. It came out in 2018. So yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Wilson, you appear to have soiled yourself while unconscious.
I wasn't unconscious. Who are you? Why am I here?
Walk with me. Wait. You are special. This is your chance to be a hero among heroes.
This part right here, Pagey, when I tell you my shill meter was like through the roof, I was like, oh shit. MCU for real. We got Iron Man, we got Hulk, we got Thor, got Captain America. Like,
do you know what? Are we missing the meta joke that they could make? I don't know if they will.
What's the meta joke?
That they're literally watching the movies.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if there's a joke where like the DVD menu pops up or something.
I mean, isn't Deadpool like a fourth wall breaking character anymore?
But I think that'd be funny, like within like it's like an actual sort of like thing like that.
Yes.
I smell what you're stepping in, Sensei. Your little cinematic universe is about to change forever. I'm the Messiah. I am Marvel Jesus.
Do you think that's too far? Because in She-Hulk, people got mad when they went beyond like the wink and the nod and actually acknowledged.
It depends on how you do it. Like too much of it. Like to me, I think when I don't know. I guess it's because it's right at the beginning. Like even in the movie, it'll probably be right at the beginning. But even like when he does the pecking thing and he winks at the camera, I'm like, you don't need to wink at the camera. You already said Disney, so like that's the whole. Well,
Right.
it doesn't wink, but he acknowledges the camera.
Yeah.
So it depends like how it's done. Like I think She-Hulk's like things were like should literally address the audience rather than just acknowledging the audience. And a lot
I mean,
of the
he
jokes
still
that-
could though. He still could. I mean, he could do that in this movie at some point.
Yeah, and I know
We
we
don't
did
see
that
it
in
in
the
the trailer,
first two as
but-
well, but it just depends how much it's done, especially if it's just an avalanche of Disney jokes. Like, oh, this is Disney, and we.
So let me ask you a question. Based on what we've seen so far in this trailer, I know we're not at the end of the trailer, but do you anticipate there's going to be too much fourth wall, like looking at the audience humor, or do you think it's going to work? Based on,
I think it'll work because I think, like, once you start, because even in the first two, there wasn't too much of it, and it's more like where and when you do it, because some places are the right times to do it, and some places aren't. So my only issue is that first one. I don't think he necessarily has to acknowledge the camera because the joke in itself is acknowledging the audience and the meta reference. But I could see something like when Wolverine first shows up, there's like Deadpool like turns to the camera like Home Alone style and goes like, "Oh my god, look who it is!" Like something like that. But yeah, it just depends on how much you do it and where you do it, and that's the right thing. I don't think there'll be too much, just because the first two didn't have it. But then again, they've got a completely different sandbox to play in with this one, where they can just make references and everything all the time, and that would open itself up to constantly, breaking the fourth wall or doing that stuff. Yeah, but it's just how you do it.
So what did you think here with the grabbing of the new America's ass? Right there.
Well, it's not him. It's the costume. The old dude that was making the costume for him. He's just been sexually assaulted. I don't think we realize that. That's just happened in the trailer.
Oh, that's true.
That's not his hand. That's the old guy that was.
That's.
I'm just wondering, is it like, do we know the old guy? Because you see his face.
No, we don't know who it is. No.
Okay, I thought it might have been. Like
I will say though that these
cameo or
splits are, yeah, this is cool. Okay, so this scene right here, chat. I need you to chime in. I don't know if it's been confirmed or not because I don't chronically live on the internet. So maybe somebody came across it. I didn't. Is this Age of Ultron, or is this the woods from Logan except snowing? Because I feel like this is during the assault in Sokovia. Am I the only one that feels that way? I feel like that's what this is. Because I think what's going to happen is we're going to see Deadpool jumping through different movies like X-Men, Avengers, stuff like that. That's what I think, personally.
But is there like a specific reason why he'd go there?
I think they might make it out that Deadpool has always been in these movies. Like they're gonna make it seem like he's like, if you go back and you watch these movies, there'll be something there that lets you know it was him. You know what I mean?
Oh god, that'd be hard.
But it would be funny.
It'd be funny, but that could also be something that, like, I'm just wondering,
like for example, that turned over like truck in the background. What if they make it seem like he's the one that did that, but the Avengers didn't notice it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or like he was the one that crashed it, like he hit that tree or something and knocked it over. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like that's what's going to happen. Let's continue. Where is this? I'm trying to place the scene.
I don't know. Those look like the things that like.
Is it Guardians of the Galaxy? Is it from the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 1?
Oh my!
I don't remember. It looks familiar, but I don't know why. This is the Void and Loki. It's Eliath. Oh, Eliath is what's grabbing the other Deadpool, I guess. Is that a Deadpool
That's a
guy?
TVA agent, isn't it?
Oh, the TVA guy, yeah. Right.
God, please! Oh my!
There we go. Okay, makes sense. All right, cool. Got it.
God, I love this part.
That's, by the way, that's Pyro from the X-Men movies.
I saw that when I was first watching. I'm like, is that meant to be Pyro? Because it looked like Pyro.
I believe it's the ultimate universe costume. I think. Don't quote me on that, but that's what it looks like to me.
But I didn't see anyone on Twitter saying it until like an hour after the trailer was out. I'm like, that's like the cameo because they're not going to show anything else.
I mean, that's pretty crazy. All right.
I love this part. Wait!
There's a Secret Wars comic over to the left. Also, someone was saying that bottle there next to the comic book is one of the bottles from the Incredible Hulk movie. The one that Bruce's blood drips into. That Stan Lee
I know,
drinks.
you could tell. It has like it's like see-through.
Yeah, that is Secret Wars though. It looks like the 2015 Secret Wars. So
lucky you weren't here, Stranded, because everyone
Don't just stand there. You give me a hand up. Nope, I'm actually okay. Thank you very much.
all right, so there is Deadpool and Wolverine. Paigey, thoughts? You said you were going to say some stuff. So what are your thoughts on all this?
I think it's solid. Like, I'm interested to see. You know, one thing I know for a fact though, I will not be watching any more trailers because they held off on that trailer. So I know that they're going to completely spoil the movie.
We're gonna get, I would say, at minimum 3 more things.
Yeah, because they don't care about spoilers. They're just going to go for money because they've seen the online response. So I know for a fact I will not be watching any more trailers because I know they're going to spoil shit. Because the thing is, and I've said this before, even though you don't really like them because of the like you don't feel like they're that faithful, like those X-Men movies were like my MCU as a kid. Like those were the movies, like those X-Men movies and stuff.
So you're
like
a
that.
shill for those movies, is what you're saying.
Not a shill, but like
I think you're admitting
that's like the like that was those, you know, those were like the big movies at the time. So like
the original three or the whole thing, like the whole, like all the movies.
The original three, I guess to an extent, but I think people just didn't care about the last two X-Men movies, like the Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix. Right. But like that's why I'm excited just to see what they could do there. But at the same time, like I'm just I mean, I've only seen Deadpool 2 twice, and I've never felt like a need to go rewatch it. If that makes sense. Because I feel
I'm starting a poll now. So
yeah. So my worry is that it just goes to Deadpool with it. That's my only concern. But outside of that, like I'm looking forward to it. But I'm not going to watch any more trailers. I'm just going to wait till whenever it comes out. And was it July? It said, or June? Yeah. Apocalypse is mid. It's got some good bits, but like the third act is ass. Third act shits the bed completely, and then Dark Phoenix is just like not very good at all.
So let me tell you, I'm going to tell you why I think this movie is in the perfect spot. Okay. It's the highest profile Marvel thing to come out this year, period. There's nothing else that's even close. If you could argue Venom 3.
Hello, Madam Web. You were fucking idiot.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about?
So that puts this movie in a good position. I also want to say the general outlook this year for films, because we've got like 3 more trailers to look at. The general outlook this year for films is pretty high. I haven't seen many people complain about too much of anything other than the VFX in the Wicked trailer. Outside of that, I think the other trailers we're watching have been pretty well received. I think a lot of people are excited about this. I think seeing Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds together is a dream come true for a lot of fans. I've already seen people complaining online, though. People are saying that this movie requires you to watch more than even the MCU stuff, because now you have to watch all the MCU stuff. You have to watch all the Deadpool stuff. You have to watch all the X-Men stuff. They're saying there's too much homework. I'm so tired of hearing that. If you love these characters, you don't need to do a bunch of homework.
Who was saying that? Like,
people are tweeting it out for clout on Twitter. They're trying to get.
But with the current stuff, yeah, I guess. But with this, no. Like, if you don't get the reference, you don't get the reference. Like, bad luck. There's that many references. How many movies have references to other movies that could be like, you know, minor things? Like, could be referencing The Sound of Music or something. And how many people haven't watched The Sound of Music? Very, very famous movie, but people might not have seen it. Yeah. So with this, like, if they bring in a character and you don't recognize them, well, bad luck. But if you're someone that really cares about a cameo that probably doesn't service the thing too much and it's just there for a bit of fun, it's not going to ruin it if you haven't watched it. It's not homework. It's completely different to like if you watch, you know, Secret Wars or something, or Kang Dynasty, and you have this character from a Disney Plus show up, show up, and they're a main character. Like, who the fuck is this? Like the Marvels, for example, probably did need homework. You probably had to watch WandaVision or Miss Marvel, at least if you wanted to understand those characters, at least build up to where they are at that point.
I'm gonna let Paige answer this.
Only 2 things.
What X-Men movies would you suggest for someone? Because you say you're a huge fan of them. What would be your suggestion of the X-Men movies to watch?
Well, like all of them,
the must watch.
Really, like just
even First Class. You would say First Class as well.
1, 2, 3, First Class, Days of Future Past, and I'd guess even I'd probably watch Apocalypse. I'd probably even watch Apocalypse. Yeah.
What about
There's no point watching Dark. You can if you really want to, but it's
what about
all
New
over
Mutants?
the place.
What about the New Mutants movie?
I've never seen New Mutants because it looked fucking ass. So. And I guess Deadpool's technically an X-Men movie, so I guess you just
First Class for me is goated. I love First Class, although I don't like.
I love First Class, but I prefer Days of Future Past over it.
I can understand that. Yeah, makes sense. Also, I think it was kind of funny that this movie in the chat, has anybody been calling Deadpool and Wolverine woke yet? I'm curious. Has anybody said it's woke?
Well, probably when they reveal.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm wondering if anybody.
It's incoming. You know why?
Why?
non-binary actress is playing, or actor is playing, what was it, Cassandra Nova? Emma Corrin?
Well, it's a lot more woke than that, Pagey. It's a lot more woke than that.
What else came out?
Deadpool
What, the pegging?
is canonically pansexual. That's confirmed.
I think Deadpool said that.
Shatterstar is bisexual. Negasonic, Teenage Warhead, and Yukio are a couple. Vanessa is a sex worker. So
Yeah, but I think like they'd blow up at like something like a main. I mean, if they didn't, I guess those channels weren't around during Deadpool 2. I mean, the only one that was around was
no, but I'm
like
wondering if
Warner
now,
Thing.
because now are they going to start up? Because I'm saying like they
Yeah, but
love
they
to call
won't
everything
because
woke and
they
stuff or
won't
whatever,
because it's a
so-
male lead character and they'll be like, whatever it is. Like
It would be
the-
really stupid
has
for
to
them
be-
to start up on this movie.
I mean, who cares?
the-
I hate it's pointless. I fucking hate talking about those channels. It's sort of pointless.
No, well, I'm not talking about the channel. I'm talking about people on like Twitter and stuff. Like just
Yeah,
general
but
people.
I mean,
like
8 in every 10 people on Twitter, like, honestly, if you, I don't know, fucking idiots.
I'm just surprised. Normally it starts by now, so I'm just saying.
I mean,
Uh,
I'm seeing more and more people with the blue check marks. By the way, by
Because
the day, I'm
okay,
seeing accounts that
you know what's funny
didn't
about
have it
that?
before and they now
Completely
have it.
off topic to what we're talking about, but I do want to mention this. That apparently the payouts have not been coming out to people. Like apparently a lot of the channels that have blue check marks that were making a bunch of money are not seeing that money flow anymore. The spice is no longer flowing.
Thank God.
And Twitter. So I don't know if that means Twitter doesn't have the money to pay people, because I'm assuming that might be an issue. But a lot of the people that have blue check marks are doing it. They'll post something like they'll find a trailer that looks really good and they'll be like, "This is mid as fuck, yo," because all they want is engagement. They don't.
Yeah.
They're not really. They're not. They don't give a fuck. They're not giving any opinion. They're not saying anything important. They're just literally trying to get people to engage. That's pretty much it. Speaking of that, let's engage with this Twisters trailer. I don't know if people are going to like this one or not, but we'll go ahead and do this one. Now, this is a movie. This is a movie that came out a long time ago. The original one came out a long time ago. What was it, like 90s? I think it was the 90s, actually.
Mid 90s, like 96, 7.
Twister. We looked this up, I thought, last week. 1996. Yeah, exactly in the middle, pretty much. So I don't know if this is going to be good. This one I haven't seen. So I
saw a screenshot. I didn't see the actual trailer.
So
I saw a GIF. Like a 1 second of the trailer.
Before we watch this trailer, have you seen this one yet? No, seen GIFs just to get okay.
No, I said I have to make sure my mic wasn't muted because you're making me trip out. No, I've seen like a GIF of like a tornado.
Okay. So
I think it was from this. It could have been.
Did you see the original
movie?
movie? Did you see the original one?
Yeah, I only rewatched the original movie like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It still holds up really well. Also,
so I think there was a bit of charm in that original one because they're kind of roughing it around with like thrown together equipment and stuff like that. This movie for me, out the gate, it doesn't need to be some high tech shit. If they come out with like some weird transformer machine that can like withstand the tornadoes or something, I'm completely out. Just saying that from the jump. It needs to be like homegrown, like old school tech type stuff. I really, that's what I want to see. So
the only thing I've heard that mainly makes it modern day, because I heard this like a couple of weeks ago, I think it was like a character thing, is that like the main character or like the main group is like social media. So I don't know if it's like a YouTube thing or like TikTok or Twitter or something, but then like a social media sort of like, and that's why they go do it.
I mean, I don't mind that too much. That feels just like the CBs, like connecting.
Or like
CBs
one of the guys is social media. I don't know if the entire group is. It's something like that.
All right, well, let's see where this goes. Here we go. Shark in there. It's better not be like a Sharknado situation. That's all I'm saying. Whatever's in there, it's moving fast. This, other than like that one shot where they were driving, it looks very like believable. That one shot where they were driving and it was like tearing up the lights on the street behind them. I didn't care for that one. Right here. I'm sorry.
He must be the social media dude, and that's a GoPro.
I was gonna say, because that looks very like Jackass to me. You know what I mean? Like they get ready to get hit in the face with a pie that has like shit in it or something.
Yeah,
like,
that must be the
It has to be. Yeah. Go watch the original. I think when we're done with the stream, then I'm gonna watch.
Go watch it. It holds up really well. It's got
I think I want to.
Yeah, and I forgot that like Philip Seymour Hoffman was in there and stuff like that. It holds up really well.
Yeah.
Just weird seeing like the man uses like a fat laptop.
Who is the actor playing the social media guy?
Glenn Powell.
Is that who it is?
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's him right there. Like with the.
So far, so good. This looks like a really good like continuation of that story to me. Is this a remake, or is it just another world, or is it the world where more people are doing it? Like, because the tech looks so similar, it's either a remake where they have access to that technology, or it's a reboot.
Yeah, I don't know if they're doing anything where one of them's like the kid or like apprentice of one of the people from the first movie. But yeah, I think it looks fun. Like, it's definitely a good movie to watch in the theater.
This one is like it's completely different for me than like the Wicked movie, because a lot of this looks like a blend of tactile things and sets.
Like they were actually out in the rural areas and driving and stuff like that. And
yeah, we where's it at? We had a comment. Defunky says potentially a fun watch. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be, and this comes out. What was the date on it here? Let's say July. Wait, so is that coming out around the same time as Deadpool?
it must be beginning, like towards the beginning of it. I don't think that.
I wouldn't put this up against Deadpool. I think Deadpool's going to have
it's probably coming out early. That's probably why it says July. Maybe they have 2 dates or something like that that they can slot into.
Cody confirms it's a sequel, so it is a continuation of.
If it was a remake, they just call it Twister. They wouldn't call it Twisters. They just call it Twister.
True. But look, I'm invested in this one. Again, I think we're going to have a really strong year for movies. I think that we're going to see a rebound of films this year.
Really? I think last year was arguably one of the best years of movies we've had for like a decade.
Well, I would agree that some movies for me, like Barbie and Oppenheimer, obviously were really strong. But I think there was also a lot of like weak films because of the writer's strike. They had to push stuff around and move things around, I think. So
I don't know. Like I think most of the movies
we didn't get Dune last year. I think Dune's going to be amazing. Which, by the way, are you going to see Dune this month? Or this month?
That's in 2.5 weeks.
I'm skipping Dune for Madam Web this week. So if I see Madam Web, I'm not going to see Dune. just fucking kidding. There's no way. I'm going to see both of them. But yeah, so anyway, let's watch. Oh, by the way, let me go ahead and look at this poll here. So we're going to end the poll for Deadpool 2, the trailer. 84% said it slaps, 11% said it's mid, and 3% said it's going to be a flop. What do you think about that?
What for what?
Deadpool.
Oh, for Deadpool.
The poll, yeah. It's like 84% said it slaps based on the trailer. 11% said it's going to be mid, and 3% said it's going to be a flop.
Okay. Who was the hater?
I think 3% is going to be mad because there's no. I don't see any reality where Deadpool doesn't make a bunch of money.
Yeah,
I just don't see it. Maybe I'm delusional. All right, so let's move on to our next trailer here. We have A Quiet Place, Day 1. This is a perfect pagey trailer, 1:38. So this is in that sweet spot where it can't give too much away. So, I mean, maybe it does. I don't know. It's a prequel, right? So it's gonna, yeah. Here you go. Say this right here. This shot looks really fake. I mean, I know it is, but it looks like the meteor
like Man
crashing
of
down.
Steel.
Yeah, something in it doesn't work. I'm guessing the grading is off a little bit. That was like a really quick trailer. Everything went by very quickly. I don't feel like it gave away too much to me.
I don't know. I don't know if this was the right. I don't know, putting it in a populated city, I feel like you just die quickly. I don't think you'd get too far.
Couple things is you're going to see a lot of like violent death and destruction because it is a city. So there's going to be a lot of people getting thrown around, a lot of
Like
things getting
that
destroyed.
that's the good, like the opening. Hopefully they don't have it where she's hiding under a fucking truck the entire time. You don't see anything. The opening scene should just be people getting slaughtered, like
Right.
absolutely, like Eric when he's eating a pizza. There's sauce everywhere, if you know what I mean. Red colored liquid everywhere.
Okay.
It should be really. It should be an annihilation.
Let me ask you this.
Be.
Okay, so you say it's the wrong setting. Is it the wrong direction?
Wrong setting in regards to at least following it for a decent amount of time. But maybe it's only like an hour and a half. Because I couldn't see it where like we saw in the first two how little noise you have to make for them to, for them to come, and like it just sits around and stuff. So like, and they were in like the open areas, but
I would honestly think that a city setting would hurt them because of the amount of noise. Because we saw that like you can overload them with sound.
Well, that's why I'm. But then like it looks like in the trailer, like everything's like it's quiet anyway. It seems like everyone's dead or everyone's just being quiet because they figured out that these things react to noise.
Yeah.
But I do wonder if it's like they go through the underground. Well, I wonder would the aliens? Where would the aliens live?
Yeah.
In this.
So yeah, the aliens in this. It's pretty. Like you find out very early in the first movie that they're creatures that are attracted to sound. And it's just kind of like, I guess, made known that they are aliens. So that's not a huge spoiler. The spoiler in the movie isn't that the aliens are attacking to sound. I think that was very publicized when the movie was coming out. It's the story about the characters in the world, pretty much.
Yeah.
But I will say that does it much change here the first one feel? I've not seen the franchise. It'll have to be watched, or should it be changed around? I think you could probably go see this one without seeing the original. I mean, they might spoil something in the original. There's only honestly, there's only one big major spoiler in the original movie, and I'm not going to say what it is. But the movie is pretty much just about people surviving while being quiet, and that's where the tension comes in. This one is the opposite because I'm assuming the majority of the movie is going to be loud noises and people just getting slaughtered. If I had to guess, seems that way. I am curious how the government, like the military, lost to these aliens, because even though they seem like they're very quick and agile, I can't imagine like what actually happened with them to be able to do all this. So it's going to be, is it a coordinated attack? Are we going to find out why they're here? How are they sustaining themselves? Because if they're just killing people because they're making sound, how are they surviving? I mean, do they eat anything? I mean, do they eat people? Because they would kill everything. I mean, animals make sounds. I mean, like it just seems like there would be. What are they doing?
Yeah, I don't know. Because also John Krasinski isn't directing it, and I don't think he even wrote it. I think he's just producing it. So it's a completely different team doing it.
Yeah.
So, but I guess they would come with the pitch and stuff, or they had the pitch and then they gave it to other people to make. I'm not too sure. But I don't know. Anyway. I feel like this one's like a bit unnecessary. I think one of the cool things about even though the second one sort of has a prequel aspect to it, it doesn't spend ages in that prequel, in like that day one area. You just see, oh, this is what this person was doing when day one happened, and also what the main characters from the first one were doing. But you didn't spend too long with there, and I think that creates a cool thing. Yeah. Well, you could. You just have to like let them soak in water for a bit.
So, I would say this. Surprisingly, our bodies make noises without us saying anything. So I don't even know how people would survive with like their heart beating. To be honest, these aliens seem to have like super acute hearing. So this, out of everything we've watched so far, that was the trailer that felt the most like it could be a skippable film. I feel like people could skip that one. And they'd be fine about it. Lord Genome says, I have a feeling A Quiet Place 3 will try to explain the aliens are here and the explanation will be bad. Whenever I see aliens just kind of slaughtering people, like aimlessly, I'm like, what is their goal? I feel like aliens would be a lot smarter than just like slaughtering people, but I don't know, maybe. Darth says, you think they'll be going after Cloverfield kind of loop thematically tie-in, or could this feel purge and go on forever? I think as it like what Lord Genome was saying, it's quite possible there's no great explanation for it. It might just be aliens that are here to destroy, everything pretty much. I don't know. All right, we're gonna watch this. We might watch 2 more trailers. The next we're gonna watch is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And I'm not. I think we mentioned this before. I'm not the biggest fan of this franchise. I don't think it's not one of my not my must see type things. Are you big on this? I think you said you liked it, but I didn't know if this is like you're gonna be.
I like the movies, but I also don't think they're like top tier. I think they're fine. I think that fine makes it seem like they're just okay, but like I think they're pretty good. But I don't like. I don't think I've revisited them. I think for me to go, oh, something's amazing, I have to like revisit it, and I've never felt the urge. I think I've watched the first one more than I've watched second and third, and that's just because the first one came out, prior.
Right.
I think I watched the first one in like a rewatch when the third one was coming out. But I think they're fine. The funny thing is that this was filmed in Australia and they've got Australian trees, and I think this is meant to be in America.
Oh,
they've got Australian trees in the background. Yeah.
All right. Cody says one of the best trilogies ever made.
But what's best? Like, what's best? Is it the best 50, or is it the best 3, or is it best 2? Like, this is one of the best pizzas we're going back to pizza. You started it, Eric. Okay, right. It's one of the best pizzas you ever had. What's that?
This is another 2-minute and 30-second trailers. There's another long one here.
Yeah, but is this one of those stupid movie channels or is this an actual?
I don't know. Let's see. We'll see where it goes. I'm not sure.
Oh, it's funny. That looks like you a bit. With the crown.
Are you familiar with the concept of evolution?
That was like a monkey pole dancing. Anyway.
Where? Right here in the book? Is that what you're talking about? Isn't that Curious George?
No, Didn't Curious George have like a yellow?
I'm just wondering if that's maybe they don't have
the.
Yeah. What I'm wondering is maybe they don't have the rights to that, and this is.
Wait, is this Curious George? Is it meant to be a thing? Wait,
I don't know. I don't remember.
Jack got to see one nice and close. He said he liked the monkeys most.
Maybe it's just a generic like story about a monkey. I don't know.
Question: who the fuck is Jack?
Jack be nimble.
Jack be quick.
Wait, hold on, right here. What do you think of this VFX? That doesn't look finished to me. That looks like it's like 1 or 2 passes from being done compared to the other movies.
It looks fine to me. I think it's just because it's got maybe it's just a bit odd because of the lighting, because it's the fire, or it's like they're using like a torch.
In their time, humans were capable of many great things.
Pause it there. Go back. When they're on the horse, that shot of them on the horse. Yeah, that one. Yeah. They didn't even try to hide the fact that this is Australia. It's so Australia, that landscape and everything.
Are you sure it's supposed to be in America though?
I'm pretty sure, but I don't know if any Australia, you can just look at that and go, that's Australia, but just by looking at it.
Yeah, I'm not denying that.
There's another couple of shots as well where I'm like, they didn't really hide the fact that they filmed in Australia too much, but I'm pretty sure it's meant to be in America. Also, I have a theory for what the end of this movie is going to be because I saw this. I've seen the trailer already. This was one of the trailers I saw.
Let's go ahead then.
Great things. They could fly like eagles fly. They could speak across oceans. But now it is our time. And it is my kingdom. We will learn. Apes will learn. I will learn. And I.
So I'm wondering if this movie is gonna cover like the apes like actually creating technology, because that's one of the things I've wanted to see. Is I'm like, if they're gonna do this movie and they're gonna continue the storyline, I want to see like more technology. I want to see more advancements. I want to see the apes actually create like machines, basically. I don't know. What do you think? You think we're gonna get there or no with this?
Yeah, I'm just noticing this is even more Australia.
You're
Just
still
tell
like,
them-
this is Australia. 100%.
Yeah, like they didn't even
Yeah.
hide the fact, like the trees and everything.
We'll conquer.
Okay, so depending on the level of intelligence that humans have at this point, I get the caveman clothing, but you see her dressing like this came from the Gap or
Well, that's the
H&M.
thing. I'll just say it now. I have a feeling this is because have they said if this is just the fourth movie or the start of another trilogy? Have they said what's happening here? Because
I don't know.
I think this is meant to be just before Planet of the Apes, where the astronauts crash. And they
You
come
mean
back
the
to Earth.
original, like the OG trilogy?
Well, the original, if they want to connect it to the Mark Wahlberg, Tim Burton one, I don't know if you'd be
Yeah.
doing that. Because they've also, like, a lot of this stuff feels like it's more connecting to the OG one with
I mean, I just can't imagine
Charlton
that she was
Heston.
able to find clothing in that state in this world. You know what I mean?
Well, that's-
like,
Do you think she's someone that got stranded here prior to them? And that's why she's got that clothing. Like,
so
it could be
Cody said it's
the
the start of a
second one.
second trilogy, but is connected to the previous films that came out recently.
But I think this is meant to be set like centuries in the future from where the last one ended.
Which is why it's even more absurd that she would be wearing like this kind of outfit.
Yeah, unless she
a
went
time
on her
traveler,
own.
unless she's a time traveler.
Or she went out on her own, and like how
Hold
they
on,
were
hold
going
on,
through
hold
that.
on. Pause for a second. Are the apes only in control of North America, or are they in control of every continent in the world?
Well, it depends. I know they learned to fly a plane.
I don't remember. Well, no, I know they can't fly a plane, but was there some sort of virus that made all the apes smart? I'm trying to remember the last movie. Like,
No,
would this
in
have
the
affected all?
No, it was like in the first one. Doesn't Caesar give it to all the apes in the?
Yes, there in that facility. But is this a worldwide thing, or is it like just North America is ape kingdom? You know what I mean? Because that would make more sense why there might be still clothing and things around if other parts of the world are still like somewhat populated by humans.
Yeah, I don't know. Did they ever address it? I can't remember. Just in the
I don't remember either. I'm gonna have to go back and watch them because I don't think it's addressed, to be honest.
No, I think it's just in the. Yeah, I think I know how it happens in the first movie. He gives like that thing to all the apes.
Okay, so Furry is confirming that if you watch the second, the virus infected the entire planet. So I couldn't remember.
I think there's a monologue or something at the beginning of the second one. Or the guy's writing in his diary or something like that.
Okay, so
I think now I remember.
So this makes me question how she's even wearing this kind of clothing.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Wait, didn't you get? Isn't like a really sus shot in the end of the first one where there's like a monkey on a plane or like in a helicopter or something? Or an apes, might I say?
I have no idea. But it just makes it more absurd. It makes it more absurd that we have cave people with her and she's walking around like she just came out of Kanye's like fashion show. You know what I mean?
Well, no, my thought is that because in the trailer they said that she's more intelligent, and I wonder if she goes to the like, and if you saw at the beginning of the trailer, they're like the apes going through that old house or whatever it is, and they find the book. She does it herself and she finds clothes.
No, I get the concept of that, but if she's as unintelligent as like these remedial humans would be, would she even know that to do that? You know what I mean? Like, that's my question.
They say that she's smarter, like she's
right. But still, it's very, to me, I don't know, feels a little weird. All right, here we go. Let's continue.
Legend says ape and human lived side by side. Impossible as that may seem.
Why do they hunt her?
She's smarter than most.
Oh, so you've seen the trailer already. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I
part.
saw the trailer.
Yeah.
The elders did not tell us everything about this world.
Bend for your king.
Apes hunt humans. That is wrong.
You know, it's so interesting to me that this idea that humanity is so destructive and that the apes are building a better world, but then we go back into like infighting within this new community over whether or not killing humans is ethical. Seems like such a weird direction. You know what I mean? Like at this point, we're this far in the future and we're cycling back to like mistreatment of people that they don't consider to be at the same level as their community.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. I want more than that. I feel like that's just such a played out movie trope. I want something different. This is why I say I want like technology and science and them saying that, you know, maybe we can do this XYZ and make things work between the world and humans and apes, or something more interesting than, okay, now we're hunting humans again, still at this point, and we're trying to decide if we're better than humans are. And so that's the morality question that we've been doing since the fucking first movie. I don't know. Anyway, let's finish this off.
Together, you will die.
No, together, strong.
I don't know about this one. This one shot here with her with like walking on the beach or whatever, that literally looks like $500 pants. You know what I mean? Like, I can't take this seriously. Her hair would be super long. Like, there's just so many things that I'm like, if we're this far in the future with no skincare products, no razor blades, like all of those things taken away from us, she's not going to look like this. I don't care if she's smarter than normal.
Are we falling into the classical Eric trap where you complain about something and then it's explained like 2 seconds into the movie?
Well, how would you explain this? That she
that
has
she's
like
another one. She
has shampoo available and she has a person to do her makeup. Like, I don't.
It's in same thing. She's not from here. And that's why she's smarter. There's something that's happened to her.
Look, this is why
she doesn't remember.
This friend. Like, I know a lot of people are going to defend it. That's fine. You can love it. You can love it. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind about it. But the way she looks right now, the way she's presented, is giving me Hollywood actress with a little bit of dirt on her face. And I cannot connect with this dystopian future when she looks like that. It just doesn't work for me. I mean, it just doesn't. Perfectly fitting jeans that look like she bought them out of, Rodeo Drive with a tank top that's so stylish you could wear it on a runway somewhere. I just don't. I can't. It takes me out of it.
Okay, here's the thing. People in the chat, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being most likely, 1 being least likely, how likely is Eric going to be proven wrong like the first, well, just in this movie in general, because the twist might not be revealed till later on. But I guess the twist is going to be she's not from here. That's why she's smart. Something happened to her. Whether it was...
What do you mean not from here?
Well, she's from Earth, but it's something playing into the first movie where they're astronauts. So maybe there was something that went with her.
No. Like I get what you're saying. And I said that's the only way that it would make sense is if she's some kind of time traveler. That's the only way it would
Well, I don't know about time traveling. It's more an extent where...
isn't that the premise of the original movie was a time travel?
Yeah, well, the first one, they're like astronauts and they go through... It's like they go through is it like a black hole? They They were asleep. They were like in hibernation. I remember they were in hibernation because they wake up when like the when they land or whatever, or when it's landing.
Yeah.
And they think that they know they're in the future in the first one, but then they come out and they realize, oh wait, we're on a different planet or some shit. And then it's like, oh wait, at the end, what was it? You really
I get it. Yeah,
you did it.
No,
Whatever the line is, whatever he says at the end.
Yeah,
Do you think that could be the ending of this movie? The only thing is that it goes against the original story because this is meant to be set like 400 years after that last trilogy. So that means we're only like 350, 450 or something, not even that, years after like what, so we're in like 2300, 2400. That's it. Like the 24th.
Do I think that it messes up the?
Well, I know they're in like they're like thousands of years in the future. They're like 1,000, 2,000 years in the future in the original. Actually, I think it's more. It's like 2,000, 3,000 something.
You mean in the original, like the OG?
The OG Planet of the Apes, like 1960 or whatever.
You're not talking about the other films connected to this one, right? Like
I know where's the Mark Wahlberg one set? Did that give a year?
I don't think that one has anything to do with it, right? That was not connected to this one, correct?
No, that was like meant to be like a start of another reboot or something.
So I'm saying I think this one has to do with the most recent ones that we had. So correct? Isn't that?
Yeah. So in the original, they depart from 1972, and when they crash land or they come back down, they're apparently meant to be in the year 3,978.
Okay, that's wild. That's wild.
So over 2,000 years.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll go see it. I'm gonna go see it. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm gonna hope they explain it and that it's good. But she looks too put together in that environment for it to be like hundreds of years in the future for me.
And in the reboot, they leave in the year 2029 and land in 5021.
Yeah.
So the Mark Wahlberg movie. And that movie, I mean, I don't know, it cost $100 million to make and made.
I don't mind the Mark Wahlberg movie. It's not a great like start off for like a franchise film, but it's okay for like a one-off.
I mean, but back then that's not bad money because then it went to DVD and everything like that.
All right, we have one more trailer we're going to watch quickly. Then we'll do a few more tiny.
The big question is, Eric.
What's that?
When are we getting the musical? We need the musical. That would be a $1 billion movie. Dr. Zaius.
So I saw this TV spot. I'll be honest, I didn't even know this movie was coming out. I completely forgot. Kung Fu Panda 4.
I've seen the first one. I can't remember if I've seen any of the others.
Okay, well, I just want to take a look at this because remember we looked. I think it was like last week we looked at the Minion. No, it wasn't. It was the Megamind sequel, and it looked bad. I want to see if this one looks like that or if it looks like a real, like legitimate movie. Because we're on the fourth one. I feel like they're going to cut corners, but I'm hoping not. I'm hoping that it looks really good. So let's watch a little bit of this this clip here because it's 3 minutes. I don't know if this is going to be like a 30-second spot and then other stuff, or if it's the full thing. Let's see.
Paul, destiny calls for you to take the next step.
Okay, already this looks better than that that sequel that we looked at the other day.
Especially like better.
Yeah, 100%. That's why.
What is it you're holding? Get ready to meet your match. Stand back. I'm gonna kick my butt.
Kung Fu Panda 4 in cinemas March 28.
Okay, that's all we're gonna watch. I don't want to get spoiled or anything else. What do you think of Kung Fu Panda? Have you ever seen the other ones, or?
I've seen the first one. I remember seeing the first one because I remember like skadoosh or whatever it is, the thing where he drops his like pinky or whatever it is. Oh no, does he raise the pinky? Does he go skadoosh?
I think he
whatever
he
it is.
the pinky, I believe. Yeah.
So that's like the only thing I remember from it. Like when I was, when did the first one come out? I think my sister might have been really young. And 2008. So I was.
How many? Show of hands in the chat. How many people are excited for this Kung Fu Panda movie? I'm very curious. How many people are like all about it?
Yeah, I think I might have seen the sequel, but I think by that point I'd grown out of Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. I like Jack Black.
yeah, I like Jack Black,
Right.
but I don't really care for the panda. I mean, God, what was I? 13, 14 when that came? No, yeah, no, like 15, 14, 15 when the first one came out.
Let me see something. Hold on.
Yeah, I think maybe I was too old for it, like for the other ones.
Let's see. Doing a little quick math here.
Mate, Dr. Zaius, it's as I said, what's wrong with me? Oh, I've got to listen to that. You're all so lazy. Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius. That's how good is old Simpsons. Like, they just crackers. Like, can you please play it?
Play what?
The Dr. Zaius thing from The Simpsons?
Why? I'm going to get a copyright strike.
Oh, boo-hoo. God,
I feel like we've
always
already gotten one,
excuses.
right? Right, haven't we? I mean, I feel like it's gonna, like, people are gonna watch this on playback and it's gonna skip over everything. So I want to point out something very scary. I was 32 years old when Kung Fu Panda 1 came out.
31.
32 years old when Kung Fu Panda came out. So it was well beyond my years for that Kung Fu Panda. But I loved it. I still loved it, you know. All right. So I want to talk briefly before we wrap everything up about a couple bits of news. So Mark Ruffalo on social media there was an interview where he said that, well, he said a couple things. One of them is that the Hulk is going to be in the next Captain America movie. And then that statement was retracted that he's not going to be in that movie. What are your thoughts on this, Paigey? He's listening to.
So I was listening to Dr. Zaius. It's so good.
Do you think that Mark Ruffalo Hulk is going to show up in Captain America?
Oh yeah, he fucking spoiled it. Yeah. And also, like, I think it also seems like somewhat logical. Like, if Red Hulk's in there, you'd have, even if it's just a cameo where like they ring him up for like a scene and go, "Yo, what's the go here?" Like, I don't know if he's going to turn Hulk and fight Red Hulk because that's probably going to be. Then yeah, maybe that happens. Maybe that's like a final thing or something.
I think. How many people in the chat think that Mark Ruffalo purposely spoiled that? I think he did. Him and Tom Holland are like notorious for going out and spoiling stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Defunct says I knew Paigey was grooving.
Yeah, I was resisting going Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius. I think they're doing this circle.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, such a good. Oh, God, I'm gonna have to like re-sign to Disney Plus just so I can watch Simpsons.
The other
I
thing
swear
is,
to God, I'm just subscribing for Simpsons whenever I subscribe to Disney Plus. It's like good Simpsons. Like,
this is a funny thing. Back in the day, back in 2013,
Edgy.
when I was using the blog TV site to stream on,
there
was so many. That's where I met Keemstar. Like, I knew him from that site when he had like.
Is that where you adopted the style that you have today?
I did 100%. But over there on blog TV, there were so many copyright violations. There were people that would, like, say, for example, we're streaming right now. They would just turn their live streams on and put a playlist together of Simpsons episodes and just play them 24 hours a day and let the chat room run while they're chatting about, you know, Simpsons. They did it with Family Guy. They did it with everything, all the big shows. And it's so funny. I can't believe that site went on for as long as it did. It was around for years before it got shut down because of all that.
Yeah.
So
I remember things like that.
So we have that. Also, he talked about the fact that there's no plans on a solo Hulk movie. Like, Kevin Feige doesn't have any plans for that. Does that surprise you at all?
That also might be down to Mark Ruffalo, though. Like, they can't do it without him, and maybe he doesn't, or maybe he's like wants a big paycheck for it, and they're like, we don't need to do that.
Well, as far as I know,
but the big thing is, though, people forget, like, when we were in that like early 2000s, Hulk was arguably, at least specifically for Marvel, like top three. Like, I remember when that Eric Banner Hulk movie came out. It was. I remember seeing a video like 2 or 3 weeks ago about it. They went through all the merchandise. Like, I miss the movie merchandise. They used to come out with movies and stuff. They don't do it now because I don't know. Maybe it's just too expensive. Whether it's, I don't know, whichever side it is. But that movie had so much advertising. Like, and that was like that was in the era of like the first Spider-Man had come out like the year or two before or something like that. There was so much that would and like Hulk was such a big thing there, and then the movie just, I guess, wasn't received that well. I don't mind that Eric Bana Hulk movie. I think it's interesting, like Star-wise.
There's interesting things where the panels shift on the screen when you're like watching the movie that I thought was kind of cool.
It felt like I guess it was because they got like this like Ang Lee to do it. And he hasn't really stepped back into those like blockbuster things, I think, since that, because he was like, well, I tried my thing, I made it different. It's even like nothing today is sort of like it. And wasn't received that well. I don't know if it flopped. Did it flop? I don't know if it did. Hulk. 2003 it came out. Yeah, so the year after the first Spider-Man. It made it cost 137 to make, and the box office was 245. But that was back with the DVD and stuff like that. And they had all that merchandise, which made the Hulk. Remember the Hulk hands? The OG like Hulk movie Hulk hands.
I put up a poll to see what everybody's favorite Hulk actor is in modern times. I'm curious to see what the answer is. So
I think Eric Bana, if he was given another, he would have been the best Hulk.
You think so?
I don't really care for Mark Ruffalo's too much. I think it's just a bit goofy, like, and maybe that also maybe it's just like the modern day thing where it's like different stuff. But I don't think it's like a great movie. I think it's okay. The 2003 Hulk movie with Eric Bana, I think it really actually like showed like the struggle with it though, like him actually legitimately getting angry. Like, you don't want to make me angry. Like,
you think more so than the 2008 movie? You think it did more so than the 2008?
But I think that's because he's got like that mellow thing where it's almost like he has to let go of like all that practice that he's had. While in the 2003 one, it's like him having those abilities, and then But Eric Bana I think he's just a good actor. But like,
right.
I think that probably showed the best side of it. It just, but also the villain for that movie wasn't very good. I remember the villain being actually, didn't the actor get like charged with like crazy shit or something?
Yeah, I don't so Darth, it's my favorite actor, but obviously they mapped the Hulk after the actor as well. So just choose whoever you think is your favorite Bruce Banner / Hulk, I guess. Whatever works for you. You can pick whichever metric you want to use. So somebody mentioned the fact that Universal still owns the rights to Hulk distribution, and I looked it up online, and it seems like distribution rights in this particular case only last 15 years, which means technically last year would have been the 15-year mark, which means this year is the first year since 2008 that the Hulk distribution rights should revert to Disney, but there's been nothing said about it. So unless there's a different law regarding that contract, it should be a 15-year lock-in, and then they lose it.
Is it? I don't know, because that was Paramount that did it, didn't they? They did the Avengers, the first Avengers movie. So I was going to say, did that count? Mate, I'm pretty sure I went to a midnight screening with my older cousin for Hulk when it came out. Mate, remember movie midnight screenings?
Yep. Yeah, that doesn't happen anymore. Movie releases are basically on Thursdays now. I know they keep saying that they're early previews. I'm like, I'm going to see Madam Web at like 1:00 on Thursday. That's not a preview. That's a
preview. That's like, what time's the theater open? Like 10:30 in the morning.
It's
like
the first showing of the day. Yeah.
Midnight screenings.
They used to have to wait till midnight because that would be technically Friday.
I can't remember what the last midnight screening. I think it was Harry Potter.
I remember I got super excited when like we saw a 11:30 showing for something that's like a new movie, and I'm like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like, we had to wait till 12. We're getting in 30 minutes early. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And it was like 10:00. Then it was like 8:00. Now it's like 1:00 in the afternoon. I'm going and I'm seeing they still call Thursday previews. Yeah. It's not a preview night.
Well, now in Australia they do like movies. Some usually come out on Thursday. Some movies have a Wednesday thing, which you can go to the first session at 6. That's like, well, it's
No-
it's 4:00 now here.
Yeah, My Local
2 hours
300
from now
doesn't
will
have it
be-
on Wednesday. They're not putting it until Thursday. So
God, I'm sorry if you're going to see Madam Web on Valentine's Day, you might be going home single. Like,
okay, so Staggervore with the 4.99 super
Yeah,
chat. Thank you so much,
yeah.
Staggervore. Says, what's your take on the whole Coyote versus Acme fiasco? If you haven't already covered it, that is. We haven't talked about it, but this will be the last subject unless we get another super chat. I'm not shocked about this. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, I can't believe it." I mean, why can't you believe it? Why can't you believe that David Zaslav wants to shelve a movie?
I was watching. Who was it? It was the New York Knicks game in the NBA, and he was sitting courtside with. It was against the Dallas Mavericks because he was sitting courtside with the guy that owns AT&T, and I was like, "Is that David Zaslav?" And he kept being. It's like he almost bought the seats, so he would always be on camera. Like no matter where it was on the court, you could see David Zaslav, whether it's over here or over there.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You can always see
I wouldn't
David
be
Zaslav.
surprised. So, for people that don't know, about 3 or 4 months ago, the Coyote versus Acme movie that's done was originally going to be shelved, but then they said that Warner Brothers about a week later shifted gears and wanted to sell it to another company like Netflix or another distribution studio. But it's come out now that was all a lie, that they never actually considered taking anybody's bids, and that they were doing it for internet clout, basically to get people to stop bothering them. So the creative team came out and said that the movie still didn't have a new home, and now the news is that David Zaslav wants to shelve it again for a tax write-down. And I mean, again, I'm not shocked by this. This doesn't shock me at all. At all. I don't like it, but I mean, what can we do? We can keep talking about it online, but no internet sway has changed any decision that David Zaslav has made so far. So I don't know if this one's going to be the one that he would change.
The issue with it now is that like tax write-downs have been a thing since the start of Hollywood. Like it's a way to bring down their tax bracket and everything like that. But it gets to the point where if you're investing so much that it should be illegal. Like I can understand when it was back when they were like $5 to $10 million budgets and stuff like that, which today would be like 40 million. But when you're like doing something like this, which I don't know what the budget would have been, but I have a feeling it probably would have been like 70 to 80 million, considering that's the amount they were asking for someone to buy it. Or it might have even been more, because then maybe they've had some other rights distribution wise on like Blu-ray and stuff. But I don't know. Like I keep seeing people say, "Oh, this is going to make people stop working." It's like, no, because it's really just with like a handful of things. Like I don't think it's going to stop too many people going to work for them. And also, it's Warner Brothers. It's not like it's Sony or some shit. Like it's Warner Brothers. Like if you're a director or a writer, there's probably one place you want to work in Hollywood, and it's probably Warner Brothers because of its history. Like if you ask anyone, that's probably what they're going to say. I mean, if they're being honest at the very least. But it's not. I think it's more just like on the consumer, and also with Looney Tunes. Like I'm not too sure, like because as I said, I don't know if the budget came out for it. So like I guess we can just assume it was somewhere from like 60 to 80, considering it was live action and stuff like that. But surely it would have been okay to release in theaters. Like, I mean, like what was
people
the last
have actually seen it? There have been people that have seen the movie and they said it's a really good movie.
It was only around 30 million, and they wanted that wouldn't bring that. I can understand Batgirl, because Batgirl would have been approaching like at least 60 to 70 million. So I can understand to an extent if they thought it was not only damaging the brand and stuff. Though I think they still sort of released it, because just released it on streaming and international things and stuff like that. But for 30 million, like surely
all this drama for 30 million feels like a lot of mess.
It makes it makes you wonder, like, because like I mean, like what was the last one? I guess Space Jam is Looney Tunes, but that was released during COVID, so I don't know if that counts. But even that during COVID, that movie made 163 million. Like I know it's Space Jam, so it's got a bit more of a thing. But like, what was the only one I can remember before that is Looney Tunes Back in Action from like 20 years ago. God, I remember seeing that in the movies.
Yeah,
that movie flopped a bit. Cost 80 million to make and only made 68.5. Maybe that's what David Zaslav was looking at. I don't know. But the fact there's only 30 million in sitting shelved is crazy to me. I thought it would have cost more. If it costs like 70 or 80, I could somewhat understand why.
But 30
is crazy. Like, as if it doesn't make at least 20 to 30 domestic and then released on an international thing where Looney Tunes is known everywhere. Everyone knows fucking Bugs Bunny. No, and to be fair, I know it's about like Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner.
But all of them are going to be in it. Yeah, all of them are going to be in it.
We're going to be in it. Like, of course they would. Is Roadrunner in it? I'd assume Roadrunner's in it.
I think I saw Roadrunner in the promo picture.
Well, you'd have to be because that's why he's buying the Acme products. Doesn't he to try and get Roadrunner?
Yeah. So, all right, we have one more super chat right now, and then if anybody, this is like your last call for super chat questions. We're going to wrap it up after this. But Lone Wolf with the $2 super chat. Off topic, are either of you going to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? I will see if I have time to do it because I am finishing up Baldur's Gate 3. And then I have a couple of other games I want to touch on. We'll see if I get to it. I love Final Fantasy VII, but is 16 out yet? Guessing it is. I haven't played 16. So I don't know. Are you playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth at all?
No, I can't remember the last Final Fantasy game I made.
Yeah.
Made.
I don't know.
Played.
Yeah. I've heard 16 is like Devil May Cry. Is that true? Is it like Devil May Cry in the Final Fantasy world? Very curious.
What's Lone Wolf's that?
What were we talking about?
Apparently Lone Wolf's got some leaked footage or some shit.
Oh.
I did see someone say that Mr. Beast should buy the rights to the thing and then just upload it to YouTube because he's got the rights to the copyright.
It says there are some wicked set photos of practical effects or whatever, or practical sets, I guess.
Well, they look fake. Maybe it's just like the coloring and stuff like that.
So I went to Twitter and I typed in wicked set photos. I'm not going to share my screen. Because it's not wicked set photos. It's they decided to hijack that search with something else. So we're not gonna put that on YouTube. Anyway, we'll cover that later on. We got plenty of time before the movie comes out, so we'll cycle back to that at some point. Anyway, that's pretty much it. We're gonna wrap this up. If you are watching this on playback and you're wondering why things were removed, it's because YouTube told me, the gods of YouTube came down and said, you must remove these trailers, these promotional materials from your stream. So if the trailers are missing and you want to see them in full and you did not make it here for this, you can become a Team Airrick member. I'm going to upload a parallel version of the stream with all the stuff in it for Team Airrick members, because then it doesn't matter if it gets blocked internationally or limited or whatever they might do. It'll be available for Team Airrick members. So that'll be good. Anyway, thanks everybody for being here. I'll be live again on Thursday. I might do a video tomorrow about some of the other news that I didn't cover. But we'll see. Well, Serenity, you're lucky. I did not get wicked set photos, so maybe it's telling me something. Maybe my Twitter search is tainted or something like that. I don't know. Anyway,
you get for searching what you do on a daily.
Oh, wait, hold on. I didn't finish the poll. We always forgot the poll. Which is their favorite Hulk? The Hulk.
Oh God.
Mark Ruffalo got 48%.
Okay.
Ed Norton got 27%, and Eric Bana got 24%. So poor Eric Bana there.
Inexperienced people in the
unfortunate. So
people wide.
Paige is gonna have to cope with this now. He's gonna cope about this all night.
I'm not gonna have to cope. I don't really care at the end of the day, but Biden, Biden, not Joe Biden. Oh, by the way, quickly on that, what was with the laser pointer eyes?
Oh, it's Dark Brandon. It's a Dark Brandon meme.
So Dark Biden,
Dark Brandon meme.
But yeah, but his name's not Brandon Biden. It's Joe
But the
Biden.
"Let's Go Brandon" thing was the meme, and the Dark Brandon is Biden.
So he's the evil version.
That meme is the evil version. Yes.
Wait, so hold on. So what you're saying is you're voting for Trump?
Not at all what I was saying. You asked me about a meme. I'm answering your question about the
but
meme.
you gave a thing like as if you're saying Biden's evil now.
No, I said the meme is the evil. It's a meme of evil Biden called Dark Brandon.
But wouldn't you just call it Dark Biden?
No, because it comes from the other meme of let's go Brandon. Are you not following all of this?
I'm following,
You're not
but
following all
who's
this?
Brandon?
A race car driver.
They're going to say racist.
No, it's a race car driver. There's too many mental hoops to jump through to answer this question.
This sounds
Anyway,
like that brain rot that people keep talking about.
yes. It's,
You
you
seem
need
to
a
be way
lesson.
too
You need
into
a
it.
lesson. Well, because I'm an American that gets to see these memes all the time. So there we go. We're out. Bye, everyone.